What's going on, teamers? Welcome to DigiPod, the digital podcast. I'm your boy, Varney, today in studio with my boys, Mike and Dan. What's up, y'all?
Hi.
What's good?
Mike is back for another podcast.
Special guest, Mike.
Special guest, Michael. How was Locals, Mike?
Locals was great, bro. I played BT6 Lord Night.
Man, it sounds like you stuck in the past there. Speaking of BT,
it's because I saw a post about how we need Edison formats for Digimon.
I was literally just about to bring that up. Yeah. So, I mean, we've kind of known it for a while. If y'all have been staunch listeners of DigiPod, the digital podcast, you know we had one of our famous judges on here, Nightmare. And Nightmare we refer to as a Digiboomer because he is somebody who loves the old era of Digimon pre-BT9. And there's an extensive list of cards that he would ban if he were given reign of competitive Digimon.
I think you guys need to have Nightmare back on and find out what else he hates now.
It hasn't changed. It's literally everything.
2.0. You need to do a 2.0, bro. Find out how much more he hates.
I'm sure that list has been added on by a lot at this point. Because
yeah, for sure.
Do you remember what was said was out at that time when he was on?
I was like BT10 or something, right?
Wait, did we get Magnum on?
Because Magnum was out already.
I think
Magnum was out already, I think.
Oh shit.
Or close to it being out.
It was very close. Let's say maybe BT15. Because I don't remember. But yeah.
And that's what, like at least 10 sets ago or something like that at this point. He probably hates everything now.
It was a whole year ago. Well, a lot longer than a year now. Like a year and like 2 or 3 months.
Shout out to Nightmare. He's a great judge though.
He is. He's a fantastic person. We love him very dearly. But yeah, there is talks and a Discord. I don't know what it is. If I find it, I'll drop it for y'all in the description down below. But there is a Discord that is trying to generate a Digi Edison format. But Dan hates that because Dan is a Yu-Gi-Oh purist. He said it is not Digi Edison. It is Digi Goat. Because apparently Edison and Goat are two different things. I wouldn't know. Correct. I'm not a Digimon player.
Yeah, I don't really understand why people started calling Digimon Edison because
it's only Lance.
It's literally just Lance. Fair enough. Yeah, anyways, it would be more like Goat format for sure.
Yeah.
Edison would be like BT9.
So is Edison and Goat just two different time periods in Yu-Gi-Oh history?
Like it's a different era of so
a
lot faster, a little more stuff, but it's not like it's crazy today.
So Edison is like OG, and Goat is like Goat is OG.
No, OG is Goat. That's like legit from like day 0 of Yu-Gi-Oh to like year 4 or 5.
Edison is the name of the format. Edison comes from the Shonen Jump June Championship. Is the last Shonen Jump Championship we ever had for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Correct.
In 2010, and it was in Edison, New Jersey. That's where the name comes from. It is Edison, New Jersey. So it's the 2010 format for Yu-Gi-Oh. Goat format is fantastic. Yeah, it was a great format. Goat format. And almost probably anyone who's ever watched Yu-Gi-Oh will know what this card is, and the reason why it's called Goat format is not because it's greatest of all time format or anything. It's because it's Scapegoat. So it was Scapegoat format. So shorten it, you have Goat format, and it's the early days of Yu-Gi-Oh basically.
Because you were able to do some cool stuff like you go Scapegoat, Metamorphosis, go to 1000 Restrict, you just shut down the board, or you do like United with Stan on the Goats, and you just have a giant like 3600 B stick or whatever. Great time.
Sure. Yeah, we talking about some real classic cards. See, these are the cards I used to play in Yu-Gi-Oh GX Tag Force 1, 2, and 3 for the PSP.
I guarantee you never got a Metamorphosis in real life. Them shit's hard to get.
No, I'm a Tag Force baby.
Yeah, and GOAT format is 2005. So there's a 5-year time difference between GOAT format and Edison.
Yeah.
So it's way different.
Gotcha. So that is what's currently being spearheaded. I don't know where they are. I haven't joined the Discord. I haven't kept up with anything. I've been involved in other endeavors. But if you are interested in what they are defining DigiGuard as BT1 to BT6.
I think they were talking about BT8.
No,
BT9.
They wanted to go before hybrids. They said they don't want to do hybrids.
Good, yeah. Fuck blue hybrid, bro. I'm not sure.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't want to
Goddamn big-headed kid, Tommy.
Yeah,
No.
I'm not trying to play against blue hybrid. Yellow hybrid, I just don't feel like dealing with any of that
absolutely not. So BT1 to BT6, which is travesty because then, Gabubond.
No, BT7. Because BT8 was hybrid, wasn't it?
BT7.
Oh, no, my fault.
BT7 was the first hybrid set.
BT8 was Black Ogorimo plus the armor, that's what it was. The dual color.
And Pyojimon, yes. Yeah.
So what, BT6 plus EX01?
Yes. Yep, that.
Yeah, so here's my problem with that, right? Is like it's fun. Well, it's fun to play a format like Edison because right when that format happened in Yu-Gi-Oh, it was basically a brand new format for them. So, but they didn't get to explore it deeply because like banlist happened and the game changed, right?
Right.
But
correct.
And same with like GOAT format was it was a format where it wasn't explored deeply enough. So like going back and playing it's fun because there's a lot of things that you can play,
Right.
For Digimon, that's just not the case. And I don't understand why. Like BT5, let's say you did BT5, right? That is Lord Nightmon. You can play a Lord Nightmon, and
good luck with anything else.
Yeah, I mean, you can play Lord Nightmon and then a bunch of like tier 2 decks.
The only other one that was even like decently relevant was Nidhogg and Reflesia.
Yeah,
whatever that green deck was.
Green
I forget.
turbo deck.
Yeah, it's just like green good stuff, bro.
Yeah, Shoutmon DX.
Yeah, Shoutmon DX, and you can play OG trash Greymon Tribal.
Whoa.
You have also Yellow Mastamon. That was a thing at that point because
it was a bad deck.
I cooked Lord Nightmon with that deck. I don't want to hear it. Bushiaga for game.
You get to play Rookie Rush, everyone's favorite.
Oh yeah, totally. Sekon blew back.
Yeah, and then I guess if you did BT6, you get to play Gabumon.
Yeah.
Jesmon. Full power Jesmon. I mean, like,
at least there's Jesmon.
Like BT6 would probably be the more fun format. But then
personally, I think BT4 is the best format.
If you add EX1 in though, then you just get Ice Wall and it's stupid. Like I don't want to play that.
That's what I think BT4 is like out of that period. But I started in BT4, so I am a little bit biased, but I know initially, game was dominated by Blue Omni, not even Red Omni. It was Blue Omni with Red Omni as the second. And then we went to BT4. We had Yellow War Gray, but there was enough that like
everything.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
So it basically just swapped hands from Yellow War Gray to Lord Knight to Gabumon. There was never.
Yeah.
All right, so I take back what I said.
I mean, like you could like think of like cool decks and stuff, but like if you go like in a competitive like more format in that sense, like I don't know.
Because I know Lord Nightmon, that was when I started like competing because that's when we had the
store championships.
The store championships. So I very vividly remember getting cooked by Lord Nightmon.
Same.
But
you can play Hexblamon in BT5.
Trash.
What? Nah, come on, bro. It was
BT6 because then you can play Hex and Azulon. I remember the code.
And you can play Ice Wall, bro, at 4.
Crazy.
Yeah. So, anyways, I just don't think that that's a good idea.
But I agree with you.
To me, I think if you really wanted to play, I think hot take. Maybe not. I don't know. It's hard to say. I feel like a lot of the formats in Digimon that I've enjoyed have been dominated by a fucking bullshit deck, but I just was like, all right, fuck that deck, and then I would just not play it, so it didn't bother me. But like I would say, like I actually really liked like BT9 post Alphamon. I know that Garurumon was a fucking problem, but I actually enjoyed the OTK format because I liked playing Grandis. I liked playing.
I liked playing the OTK deck.
I liked playing. Well, I liked the OTK format. I liked Wargreymon. I liked those decks. It was a fun time for me. I don't know. I think you have to get to a format we had that was like pretty widely like rock paper scissors. Oh, you know what's a good one? It was BT11. No, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of good formats we use that. So no, Black War Greymon post ban though.
Post ban BT11 post ban because that was right after Nationals, and that was right before we got was that BT12. Not a good
format? I feel like that was a good format.
Those are.
Am I crazy?
It was no, because then Mervacross. It was Mervacross.
Yeah.
Realistically, the best format was post APOC hit pre BT16.
Yes,
because that was a wild west where you can legit play almost anything. You knew what the top decks were, but like prior to BT16, like obviously it was like Numa ended up becoming like the best deck or like one of, but you had so many other good decks I was running around just because it was such a good format for everything.
So for the viewers who are listening and may not know the entire Digimon history, let me enlighten you. So we can really go back and say that we are in essentially a third era of Digimon currently. Reason we could say that is because we've had our first era, which we define as what realistically should be DigiGuard, is BT1 up to BT8. And so it includes the hybrids. The unfortunate thing is that when hybrids came out, there was no tamer hate in the game. But what was the best thing to play? The things that could just digivolve on the team. So
what are you talking about? Black or Greymon was there.
Yeah.
The BT7.
Well, that's what why are
BT8,
what's wrong with
you mentioned BT8 though.
I know I mentioned BT8, but I'm saying like when they came out in BT7, there was no tamer hate. Or sorry, let me rephrase. There was tamer hate, and people coped Mastamon, myself included, and it wasn't.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I would actually play a format that was BT1 to BT8 because we did get Black War Gray and Tommy sucked. Like hybrids were annoying, but like we did start to have answers, and also I could play Imperials.
Yeah, of course. Yep, that's.
If you want to throw in the star decks, yeah.
Yeah, like obviously you throw in the star decks, yeah. So
yeah, for sure.
I would actually play that. That would be a fun format, actually.
Was EX2
that's actually not that bad a format though? That was pretty solid if you think about it.
That was a good format, I thought.
Was EX2 after BT9, right? No, that was before. No, it was before because we got the Gallantmon and we got Gallant X, right?
Was EX2 after BT8 actually?
Yeah.
That's what I want to say it was, right?
It was before BT9, but after BT8. Yeah, that was a good format
because we went to Reaper, right?
Yeah, we went to regionals.
So yeah,
that would be the best. I think that would be the format you want to play.
Also, unfortunately, the resurgence of Blue Hybrid. Y'all remember because Blue Hybrid like disappeared, and then EX2 came around and like Blue Hybrid like popped the F off again. They're like, up. So Ice Balls 1-1. We got this thing.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be what would be the real DigiGuard format, the original format before power creep. I don't want to say insane power creep because that feels wrong to say, but just before the next step of power creep. We had BT1. No, I mean
from EX2 to BT9 was fucking nuts. That was a crazy leap, and that was fucking crazy.
EX2 was a trash set in comparison.
But I'm just saying, if BT8 included in that, from BT8 to BT9 was fucking huge. The entire game changed.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to like over exaggerate it, but if you want to,
that's not even an over exaggeration.
If you want to put it that way, I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you because, like I said, it is a leap from BT8. EX1, EX2 to BT9. So we have our DigiGuard format.
Huge gap.
We enter BT9 format, and this is our first real power creep that we have seen in the game. And this is where obviously a lot of OTK decks came out because it was all stacked decks, which was cool. But at the same time, OTK decks, right? So the next period of time basically went from BT9 all the way up to, you could probably have like little segments in between, but generally speaking, it was BT9 to BT15.
I think
and
that's correct.
EX5. Yeah. And EX5.
EX5 was before
BT15. Yeah.
Okay, so right. So that means we had EX3, 4, 5 with between the BT9 to BT15 time period. And so that would be the Digi Edison format, so to say.
Sort of. So yeah.
So to say.
I don't want to.
We're still kind of there in the Edison. If you want to like describe Edison in like Digimon terms, I think we're still in like an Edison type of format though.
Whatever. It doesn't. Those semantics or whatever. It's just that is a time period.
If you want to say that's a different era, yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying
it
like
is.
How,
because once we hit BT16, we have now hit the next level of power creep, because we have now gotten the first Digimon in the game that said, no, none of your
yourself.
Go fuck right. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, we're back to cursing.
Oh shit!
No cursing.
Damn it, Mike.
I said F yourself.
Just bleep him out. Bleep him out.
Yes, we are trying to reel it in. That was the first one in the game. Plus, there was just a ton of other Digimon super highly powered with it. Obviously, we had Davis and Ken. 16 leading into 17 was just like 17 was like the perfect support set in that regard. And that's basically where we've been. But I would say in that period of BT9 to BT15, there was maybe like 2 smaller periods, because you could say BT9 to the period in which OTK decks ran rampant until they all got hit sans Melga. Then Black War Gray X came out, control deck for all of what was that, Dan? Like
2 seconds. I hate them.
BT11, bro. It was BT11, and then it was done.
It wasn't even BT11. It's the tragic part. It was like.
But then we got advanced decks. We got advanced decks,
right? So then we got the Beelzemon advanced deck in BT12, and then that was maybe like 2 to 3 months of Beelzemon supremacy, and then that was hit.
Thank God.
So we had OTK, and then hits. Then we had Super Control in Black War Gray. Oh, not even, it wasn't even, it was like the ultimate mid-range deck in Black War Gray. And then it was hit very, very quickly. And then the ultimate
one deck to get hit.
It really was. And then we had the ultimate gambling deck in Beelzemon, which lasted much longer than Black War Gray. But that was also hit in maybe like 2 months span. So that was like 3, and that's 3 distinct metas, because there was like 3 different decks that were just like highly dominating the metas. OTK decks, then Black War Gray, and then Beelzemon, undisputed tier 1 best decks and formats. Then after that is where it's kind of like, all right, we're kind of reeling it in a bit. Things are becoming a little bit more.
And you forgot something. BT13 popped off and Shine Greymon Sama OTK to F out.
Oh, right. Yeah. I forgot about Shine Grey. So right after Beelzemon, then BT13 to 15, Shine Grey and
trainings boosted everything up. Mirage.
Ooh, boost when did we get boost? That was BT7.
Boost?
Yeah, that was like BT7, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was the start. It was the start deck.
It was after Jessmon got hit for us.
It was the start. We got them in the starter decks, I think, right?
Yes, we got them in the starter decks. We got them in the. Was it a Gallantmon starter deck? No.
Yeah.
Yes. Gallantmon and All Force. All Force.
God, that deck sucked.
All Force was so.
To be fair, the Gallantmon deck sucked too. Actually,
no, Dan, you can't even justify it. That deck was.
That was a bad deck.
Booty cheese.
That was a bad.
If we're just talking about like the start, you just talking about like the starter deck itself, right? Like
I'm not talking about
Force starter deck.
I'm not talking about like OG All Force. That was a good deck. I played that deck. That was a fun deck. I played that deck with Hexblade. Like that was a lot of fun. I would play that format specifically to play that again, because that was a good fucking time. Damn.
But let's
do it, boy. I'm trying to play. Let's do it.
They got good support cards out because like the Vmon and the Guillemon are really good cards. And
The
then you got the
support cards
Corson
were good.
and
But the idea
Gray.
of the decks,
yeah.
because like that O4, like at least Gallant was good, right? Like that Gallant was good enough to say like if you were a Gallantmon player, you had 2 good Gallantmons to play. The O4 though, that
O4 sucked.
that O4 was a travesty.
But
And
the OG
then
Old
some.
Force was so good, I don't even care.
You got the Arrow Digimon that gave us, second attack +1, so I was all right.
That's about all you. That and the Vmon. That's about all you got from it.
That's fine. That's fine.
So, and then so we got boost in about BT7, and then we got training boost in BT. Was it in BT13 or BT? No, it was BT14 because they were box toppers.
Yeah.
So yeah, that coincides with about the shift in the game as well.
One of the worst mistakes Bandai ever made.
So we can even define each period by the different promos that came out, because you had boost, memory boost in the first one, training boost in the second one, and now we have scrambles, which are
another mistake by Bandai. To be fair, I'll be honest, memory boost, great fucking idea. The game needed that. We
absolutely
needed that.
100%
Everything else
agreed.
has been a fucking mistake, I feel.
Training boost are crazy because memory boosts are so fair in that it's essentially a pay 1 to search is all it is.
Well, here's the bigger problem with that, right? There's a big difference in Digimon between paying 3 memory to do something and paying 2 memory to do something.
Right.
That is a very big difference. And they were out of their fucking mind, I think.
It's also because it was like, all right, even if you only paid 2 for the training boost, you pay 2 for a master to disciple. And all that does is reduce your next Digi-Evolution cost by 1. And it does the same exact thing in Archetype, except it doesn't reduce by 2, it reduces by 1. Which is
same search, or is it a search 3? I think that's why.
It's basically the same search, because it's a search 3. Oh yeah, so it searches one more card. And no, it only grabs 1. Is it one of a Royal Knight or Jesmon or Systemon?
Royal Knight or Jesmon Systemon.
It's been so long.
It's been a while.
I can't remember.
I got you.
Let's Google.
From Master to Disciple is reveal 3, search 1, Huck, Sister, or Royal Knight. Yeah, so it only searches 1 and it trashes the rest. But 2 cost, search 3, grab 1, reduce cost by 1. That card is so fair
in comparison.
That Jesmon decks don't play from Master to Disciple, because offense training is that much better because it reduces cost by 2 instead of 1. So you're telling me I can play this card for 2, get a search, and then next turn I just get a refund on my memory? Is insane. And then scrambles.
I told you all for if they'll crack.
Scrambles, you telling me
people were looking at me sideways with that one. I was like, no.
I remember that. You're telling me I can pay 2 now to reduce the cost by 3. So I get 1 memory in economy, essentially. And then if you remove my stack, I get not only a card to the top of my deck, but a Digimon as well.
Yeah, so broken. I don't know. At the time, I thought that the game needed them almost. I was like, oh, this is like a good idea. Like, I feel like the game could use this. Looking back now, it was a slippery slope. It was a fucking.
It is.
It was a very slippery slope. It went from, okay, I think Dex needed this, to, oh my god, why is Mirage doing this, to what the fuck is a scramble, to the current state we're in now.
Well, I think also when we look at it in that perspective,
the crap out of it.
Right. Let's look at it in another way. The decks that are the biggest abusers that make me say, yeah, those cards need to go are decks like Mirage and Kuya, decks that can utilize them with absolutely no downside. I mean, not that any deck has a downside to it, but especially those decks.
So my thing, and I think where the game went kind of wrong, is they should have never made them generic. They should have been in archetype, like from Master to Disciple. And
I would have rather
that would have saved a lot of headaches with a lot of different decks. And don't get me wrong, but here's the thing, right? So like, let's say a deck comes along like Sakuyamon that was abusing their in-archetype training boost, right? We could just ban their in-archetype training boost and we wouldn't have repercussions for every other fucking color. Like there wouldn't be this huge issue, right? But now we have decks that are like abusing these training boosts, abusing these memory boosts, abusing these all these cards, right? And if we hit that fucking card, every deck has to suffer now because of it. So like at the time, I thought it was a really good idea, but now I'm like, damn, they should have done it a different way. Like I appreciated them at the time for doing it, but looking back, I'm like, there was definitely there's a better way to implement that into the game.
I think the only solution is when it comes to that, like for example, right? People say like hit the scramble just because of Sakuyamon for yellow scramble, right? If you hit yellow scramble, you gotta hit all scrambles, not just yellow. And you put them to either 1, 2, whatever that number you want to put them at, and go from there. Because you can't just have one color down while the others still fine, you know? And that's in that type of sense.
I'm with you 100%, but like that's what I mean. Like if they had just done in archetype boost, it would have solved it
with them hitting scrambles. Because Lord, I hate them.
I think scrambles, I don't mind them at 1. Most decks are only playing 1 or 2. It's the decks that are Sakuya and
I'll be honest, man.
It's really just Sakuya.
I cannot stand them putting cards to win this game.
I mean, I agree. I would like to see more cards banned.
We've grown accustomed to it as Digimon players. Yeah. Like we're all like, well, it's okay. Like you can't play a lot of decks if you put the card to 1. I don't care. I'm just tired of it. Like it's such a ass backwards way of doing things because it's not like, all right, so like take fucking Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Because they're one of the only other card games I really know that do this. They do like a limit, semi-limit, ban. That's what fucking Yu-Gi-Oh does, right? But Digimon is even weirder because they don't do semi-limits. I
think semi-limits will work perfectly fine in Digimon, but that's neither here nor there.
But we don't do that at all, which I think is weird. We just do the limit to 1 and then a full ban on the very rare occasion, which I don't like. If you're gonna just limit cards in general, you might as well implement like semi-limits too. We don't, and it's just very annoying because now I just have to deal with the fact that I know that this fucking person that's playing a slop deck of just bullshit cards is gonna high roll me eventually, which is stupid. Like why? I don't know. And I get from a game design, it kind of actually like most decks really do get hurt when you put the card to 1, but I just don't care. I don't want to see the card in the format anymore. Like I just want it gone completely. Like that's how I feel about it.
You would just rather them ban it and then bring it back maybe like 2 formats later.
Absolutely. But then that's the other thing is I wish that they would look at the ban list and take cards off more often too. Now I'm not saying that anything has to come off right now. Like I'm not advocating for nothing right now. But I wish they would revisit the list and look at them more often.
Yeah, so I'll go off on like a slight tangent here just because of my experiences currently. I've been very heavily involved in Grand Archive, and the one thing they have is they have what's called a. So I hate that like companies silo themselves into this is how we do our ban list, because I don't think there's ever really one solution to a metagame. For Yu-Gi-Oh, arguably, I would say Yu-Gi-Oh's is the best because it's 3, 2, 1, or 0. So it's the most flexible. But then the problem is Konami doesn't do things often enough. And then when they do, they're creating other problems purposely and intentfully, but they are creating other problems. In Bandai's case, it's 4, 1, or 0 for Digimon and One Piece.
No, One Piece is just 4 or 0. One Piece.
Oh, they don't have limits at all.
They don't do limits in One Piece.
Okay, so Digimon is 4, 1, 0. One Piece is 4, 0. Dragon Ball is. I can't even speak on Dragon Ball because I forget. I know they ban cards. Idea
about Dragon Ball.
I know they ban cards. I want to say they limit cards, but I can't recall. In Grand Archive, what they do is they have their list is essentially 3 categories, and cards only get banned but they'll put it on like a watch list and they'll revisit the list every month. And they'll say, all right, based on the last month of metagames, we have moved this card up a category. And so category 1 is we're watching this card because it looks like it's problematic. Category 2 is holy damn, this card is about to get hit. And then category 3 is all right, it's banned. So there's no limits, but it's nice that they revisit it every month.
I will say to Bandai's credit, they did give us a warning when they were like, hey, we're monitoring the Shoto Mother situation. Like, they did give us
stuff like that is nice. What I like about Grand Archive is the communication that every month, regardless of if anything changes or not, there is a communication to say, all right, this is where we are right now. And I hate that for every other company that makes a card game, it's when was our last ban list, Dan? Was it March? It was right before Worlds, right?
It was before unification.
Wasn't it end of February?
So we are March, 5 months with no communication to even say we're monitoring the ban list. We know people feel this way about Digimon. We're looking at these cards. We know this deck is overpowered. We hear what's going on. We're not going to do anything right now, but we do acknowledge it. Not even the communication. And that all obviously stems from them being a Japanese company, as is most other card games that people play, especially competitively outside of Magic. But Magic is also a different beast entirely. But it's just like, why do all these companies shoehorn themselves into these ways that they think is best? And it's not. Like, just listen to your player base. Like, you don't need to listen to
sometimes
you don't need to listen to us to say, all right, cool, this is what we're going to do. But like, at least the communication would be nice. You know, One Piece, they got that Gavin guy. That's like the One Piece like English ambassador. Well, he speaks English and Japanese, but he's like the ambassador, and he'll like communicate shit and he'll tweet and stuff, and that's cool. And can we get Yuki to give us weekly updates? Yuki, are we gonna have a ban list?
Yeah. So I don't know. So my thing to add on to your point, this is so funny. This became like a ban list talk, but
it's a meta talk.
I almost wish that they did semi-limits in Digimon just so I could feel like things are changing more often. Because sometimes what makes a card game feel like the people that make it care more is if they just adjust things. Like, oh, we put this card at 2. Oh, okay, we're putting it to 1. Oh, wait, this card's at 1. We're going to try it at 2. Like, the amount of times with Konami that they've banned a card, limited a card, then semi-limited a card, then put it back to 3 is fucking crazy. They just go, this card, like, it's fucking wild.
And we fucked up. Sorry, we'll ban it again.
Kind of like the cool thing with Konami right now is with Master Duel, they experiment with the semi-list way more than they do in the TCG and the OCG. And it's kind of cool to see, like, they have a ban list every like 2-3 months. Like they'll drop a card, especially if they know something super bust is coming. They'll preemptively hit, smack. Like they preemptively hit tier. So like that's why I was like, oh, tier 4 was not that bad. But like I didn't deal with full powered IRL tier. I got, you know, Master Duel version, which was still stupid AF. Don't get me wrong on that. But like they would do certain things. Like they already hit Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes came out like 2 months ago, or something like that, or 3 months ago. And
you don't like Kaiwa?
Master Duel, and they already hit it. Not like anything crazy, but like they did like a semi-limit or something like that. And it's just like, because semi-limits, what that does is people don't really maybe understand. Semi-limits helps more the consistency of cards. Like in IRL, Yu-Gi-Oh, TCG, they put like the best deck in the format, which is called Malice. They legit put like every single Malice card that's in deck, like in main deck, I should say, to 2. Just to hit the consistency of the deck, because that deck is crap.
Damn.
And so they're like, all right, cool. What's the best way we can hurt the deck but not kill the deck just yet? Because we know we gotta make their money still off of the deck, right? And so you put because that whole deck, every single card is a starter and an extender and like something else. It's the most dumbest thing ever. But you lower the consistency of those cards, then like the deck isn't as powerful. And like, if someone were to Ash Blossom a certain card, now it's like, oh, okay, cool. That Ash Blossom actually matters now for that instance. I think the same concept could be done in Digimon, no problem. I think trainings could be I think we can test trainings at 2-ofs just to see how that affects consistency. Because I think that's a solid card to put at 2-off for everything. Scrambles,
I wouldn't mind trainings at 2.
I think Mem Boost will come back more. And then obviously we're getting like the more new dual color Mem Boost, which is fine. And
I have an alternate argument to that. I think they should. Good. I'll let you finish.
No, I was just saying. I think those would be like great semi limits, and then you go from there. Like, all right, maybe they need to go to 1, maybe they need to go 0, maybe they need to do something with it, just because you can see how the game evolves with it, because people will evolve. Digimon, now they're forced to run, 2 purple instead of 4 purple, and what are they gonna fill in that other spot? That's consistency issues right there. You're adding to it, and it doesn't kill the deck. It won't kill the deck, but it would make it more fair for your opponent to deal with it.
The one thing I never thought Bandai would do is pair restrictions, because that was pretty much exclusively a Vanguard thing to my knowledge. It was really cool when the first one didn't matter, because that was just to fix It
varied mattered.
Well, no, I mean it didn't matter because it was to fix an unintended interaction within the game. It wasn't necessarily for like, oh, here's this like meta thing, because that was a preemptive hit as well. So we didn't know if it would have been this big thing to abuse, but because the interaction wasn't intended to be that way, that's why they did the pair ban. What really mattered was the Mother Shoto pair ban,
which is another unintended situation.
Unintended, but they let it run rampant for
a while, sure,
for the entire time that it did, and it was
to the point that it was irrelevant by the time they hit it.
Neither here nor there. They used it to say, all right, cool, we don't need to put Shoto to 1. Therefore, you just can't play these cards together, which is cool. I like that a lot. I don't think they'll ever do this, but I like to see something where they group all of... I mean, I guess it's kind of hard to achieve as well, so they probably never would. But we see like
to put the
in
whole
BT...
Sakuya deck with Scramble, with Yellow Scramble.
I think that's easier to do, but like in BT22, they have an in-archetype memory boost coming out in Kuremi Detective Agency. Reveal 3, take a CS, delay, gain 2 memory. It's the same thing as memory boost, but it's in archetype. The problem is when you combine something like that with all of the other consistency options you can play. What I was going to say is you should just group all of memory boost, training boost, scrambles together, and then just say play 1. Take your pick of 1 card, and you can only play 1 of the 3. You can play 4 copies of it, but you can only play 1 of those 3 cards. That way, you either have the option, do you want to search? But it does make it tough because, most decks would prefer to search. I would assume most decks would say, all right, no, I'm not going to take my scramble unless you have your in-archetype searches, but then you could also double up in your searches. So it could lead to other unintended things.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not going to work in a sense, because let's say you go, all right, I'm going to choose my trainings. We have a whole bunch of multicolored boosts now.
Right, that's what I mean. Like it would have to be like, here's this exhaustive list of all the memory boosts that you'd have to choose. I think that's like unreasonable. I don't think they're ever going to touch any of those promo consistency cards anyways. I think scrambles are safe.
Unfortunately,
memory boosts are safe, and training boosts are safe. I personally do think training boost, and shout out to y'all who were telling us before that training boost were unhealthy. I know I teetered tottered. Dan was originally against it. I don't remember where Mike stood, but we've come around. But scrambles,
to be fair, we all thought scrambles were fucking crazy.
Most of the sane Digimon.
I think we all thought scrambles were crazy.
We did.
Training, I think I don't remember what my stance was on either. I think
training for me, training was fine until it got to the point of decks being able to play them for free, and then you get the free reduction later or something. I don't know. Like I'm still on the fence on it because I think trainings are still good, but at the same time, certain decks feels more abusive with them, versus others. Like obviously when Full Power Mirage was a thing, like it felt way stronger in that deck versus, I don't know.
So
something
what
else.
Mike mentioned that earlier, and to add on to that, the problem with decks like Mirage and Sakuya is because the nature of their deck makes the game economy inherently, it doesn't exist to them. The memory gauge is but a concept. They don't abide.
It's not real. The social memory gauge is a social construct. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the issue with any, but like that's the thing with Digimon, right? And that's what makes me really mad about the game is I think that the memory gauge is the coolest mechanic for like
it is the most fair
any card
mechanic
game ever. I think it's so fucking cool. But the best decks in the game literally do not give a shit about the memory gauge.
Right.
And I think that kind of killed. It did, like I still love Digimon, so I'm not gonna like it didn't kill the game for me, but it really soured it.
But it did for a lot of people.
It did for a lot of
on
people,
that part, like I can understand where people like Nightmare are coming from when they say, I wish I could go back to before, you know, because we didn't have those cards and we didn't have these decks doing all this free economy shit. Like Magnamon, that's a fair deck nowadays because it does everything for full cost. The only trade-off being you can't touch it. But it's not even, people don't even look at that deck and they're like, oh, Magnamon is tier 1. No, they look at that deck, they're like, oh, that deck is trash, which is crazy to think and to say.
Whoa, ain't no one says Magnamon's trash.
I don't know anyone saying it's trash.
They're just saying that the deck is not as powerful as it used to because there's other things that's stronger now. No one says it's trash. Let's relax on that one.
You guys let me know down in the comments if you've ever heard somebody say Magna Armors is trash.
I've never heard anyone say Magna's trash. Never heard that one.
That's a hot thing. I can't. I'm on Dan's side on this one, but I will say, like, here's the issue with a deck like Magnamon and it being considered fair now is it just means how bad the power creep got to catch up.
Yeah,
and that's what happens in games.
Well, also because they hit the armor card or whatever it's called. Almost.
The
Awakening option. Yeah, that was what made it busted because you go Magnamon for 2-1 or whatever.
And then
you go to that for 3.
That's what made Vaccine Armors busted. You see, we only ever play 2 of those cards anyways. Magnum players.
He's got a fair point. It wasn't. It was
those motherfucking yellow base players abusing 4 copies of that card with Rapidmon. Guarantee you that card wasn't hit. That deck, well, TK is a big consistency hit for that deck. Yo, real talk. Yeah. Pause. Real quick tangent. Remember when we said TK was such a big hit for that deck, and Lance was like, "Nah."
I remember.
He coped that hard. Actually, he coped
very hard.
And we were like, "Screw it!" And bro, remember all the shit he was trying to cook with, only to come back around and say, "Yeah, all right, TK. I didn't realize TK would be such a big hit."
Yeah. Anyways, back to my point. The issue with a deck like Magnamon is the way it works and what the card game has to do to get around that if you don't hit it, right? Because now you have to be able to out a board basically that you can't interact with, which makes all of the other decks a lot stronger or a lot faster.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like that's where you're at with the game. That's every card game that does something like that. But then again, we talked about training boost being a slippery slope. That is a slippery slope into where we're at now, where the decks have to be able to out bodies that can't be fucking interacted with. Oh, sorry, language. Whatever, I don't care.
It's been happening the whole podcast.
Which brings us back, I think, to the original thing we were bullshitting about, which is the third generation, the current era, right? And this is a topic that I think Dan would love, is EX9, right? People were like, EX9 sucks, EX9's trash, blah, blah, blah. Well, why was that? Because none of the decks do anything insanely broken. It doesn't mean the decks are bad decks. They're all really good cards. The people that are complaining constantly about the power creep in the game and this and that and blah, 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 should be rejoicing that Bandai decided to, oh shit, we should slow down the game a little bit. We'll just focus on making good playable decks that can compete in the current meta. They're not bad decks by any means. They're all really good cards still.
Mike, let me take you one step further.
Losing their mind about it because it's not the most broken thing in the game.
Let me take you one step further.
I was about to say, like, I think the issue is with EX9. One, you could kind of tell who
we said it in Discord
solve, right? Who
is a deck builder and who is a net decker, and there's no problem with being a net decker. However, if you can't judge a card,
let Dan talk, Barney.
I know, right? Like, god damn, bro. You know what? You got it. Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to talk over me the whole time.
If you can't judge the card, shut up and sit down. Go ahead, Dan.
Anyways, what was I saying? If you can't, like, you know, read the card just by itself and you can't understand why it works well in tangent with everything else, because a game is 50 cards. It's not just one card. And that's what people didn't understand. And
you guys only play 50 cards in your deck?
Oh, my fault. Sometimes I heard some people do like 47 on accident. Anyways. Oh, just kidding. Anyways. So, yeah. Examples. Right? The Negamon Abatamon core deck. People were like, oh, this deck is way too slow. It's a 4-turn clock deck. You can't win with it. The whole point of the deck is to slow down your opponent so you can get to your shenanigans. And if by our case tournament in Jersey, you know, shout out to Questionable Plays, that deck was getting a lot of steam. That deck was getting a lot of shown on, you know, streaming. Because it was in round 1, round 3, and I think in the semifinals or something like that, and top cut, something like that, and you saw the deck cook. It slowed down all those faster decks faster, and it just popped off. It's a very solid control deck that lets you control the game state until you get your core out and you just pop the F off. Mind you, in today's game, we have so many control pieces. There were so many people playing, you know, Vikemon Aces, Cyberdramon Aces. That's what aces come in. That's where very clutch cards, because you can just go, all right, you think you're going to do this? Psych. We're going to, you know, redirect. We're going to ace blast. We're going to do all these different things to slow you down. And, you know, here's another thing. People forgot there's a card called Izzy and Joe. Now it makes you question if you want to give your opponent 2 extra free memory if you want to play a second body and try to go wide. Now they have 2 of those on board, right? For some odd reason. Now you want to give him a second body to give him a 4 extra memory in that deck, where two is crucial because you could play your Eismon for free. You could play your Eismon's Reduce or whatever, Rareamon, Abatamon, all for cheaper. That 2 extra memory matters. And on top of that, you got Parabolic Junk, where you go, legit Gino did this to me. This man went double Parabolic Junk, Laplace Demon into one of my Digimon, forced my Digimon to swing into his Eismon, steal turn back. So that's an instant turn right there for you to get your Negamons out. And
so what you're telling me is we need to ban every 0 cost memory gaining option.
Sure, but they're not gonna touch Parabolic Junk just yet.
I know, and it's gonna piss me off so much.
You can definitely do a lot of cool different things in the deck, and it's slowing down those faster paced decks, and that's what's cool to see. And then you have, you know, he mentioned, right, version 4. Everybody thought all DM's trash. We're seeing, first off, DM version 4 won that case tournament, and we saw it win against really big decks.
No, wasn't it Chimera, that one?
Yeah, version 4 Chimera.
Oh.
This guy.
Bum.
Anyways.
Oh.
So version 4 is all about, you know.
Well, all right, so say it's Chimera version 4, because when I think version 4, I think of just Titamon, not Chimera.
Yeah, he had Titamon in the deck, though.
I know he had Titamon in the deck, but I'm saying you need to say Chimera because I would never expect Chimera in the deck.
That's because Hey, real quick, can we just stop talking about Barney? Can you just give me my flowers real quick on the card and DM, please? That'd be great.
So, anyways, as we were saying,
Lucas, real quick, show Varney giving me flowers since he doesn't want to give it to me. Chimera Mon's cracked.
You're gonna have to bleep this out, Lucas.
No, put it down. Put it down. Anyways,
we'll replace it with the flowers he's giving.
Yeah, right. Chimera Mon's correct. I told y'all it's correct. And DM can just abuse the shit out of it so fast. It's not even funny. Like, you can get it down turn 4 easy. Like, it's not a hard thing to do because you're placing cards underneath. You're getting things from the trash. You're getting cards from your deck, top of your deck faster because you go, effect, place a card from the top of your deck underneath it. And when that thing dies, guess what? It's another version 4 that's a champion probably. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so easy to get to it. You're playing for 3. You're blowing up board. Rush 2 checks, 10k minimum. It's good. And you can recycle it in version 4.
Because Chimera Mon's version 4?
Yes? Question mark?
Oh, what are you recycling it off of?
I don't know. I just saw recycle it.
I'm just curious. Okay.
Chimera.
Chimera's version 3 for what it's worth.
Okay, cool.
I don't know what recycles. I don't know what recycles in version 4.
I think it just grabs a DM or something.
Oh, okay.
Whatever it is, it just grabs a DM because I saw him grab it off of trash. So you can do different things with that, right? I don't know. Really good deck. And what else? Machine Digimon is already winning in JP. Great deck with
various engines.
Various purple. Guilmon X. I mean Growlmon X engine. Growlmon X should go. What else? Black base. There's just so many different things you can do with Machine Digimon now. DM Machine Digimon. I know you was cooking with DM.
I do like DM Machine Digimon a lot.
That set was really strong. Just people don't realize it because they don't want to play test things. That's not inherently broken off rip. Right.
So where I was going to lead is let's look at BT22 because realistically speaking, BT22 ain't shit either. Like, there's great cards in there, and I'm not saying it's not a good set. However, when we talk about like busted cards and whatnot, I mean, there's nothing out here that screams, this is cracked. This is going to be the best deck to play. Eaters looks strong. It's not going to be insanely off the bat. This is the deck that everybody's got to play.
People are already talking bad about Eaters, and it's the same concept as Adamon, basically. I guarantee you're going to be able to do the same thing, control the board, because they're all blockers, and then you can also swing. The fact
that you get, I can't remember what the play is, but you get like 3 of them out. 3 15k Digimon?
Yep. And like, you can give a Russian Alliance.
Like, and they're not leveled. So are you a deck that deletes based on lowest level? You're screwed. You got to make sure that you can delete based on lowest DP. And even that isn't going to do anything because, they can just put out things lower DP. You have to be able to target a DP amount. You have to be able to bounce. No, because
if it's level bounce, you can't do anything about it. If it's
levels, it'd have to be targeted bounce. And I don't think there's many Digimon that bounce a targeted Digimon outside of level 7s like Mirage Burst. So, like, that's play cost. I guess that's a big thing. So, because it is play cost 20. So you can pop highest play cost, which is nice. But, something like, delete play cost 13 or lower, you can't touch it, which is cool. They learned their lesson from Mother D Reaper. So they said, all right, here's Mother Eater with every lesson that we've learned from.
Just Paladin mode ace it, bro.
Yeah, that is a solution. Yeah, you get to bounce. It's the fact that you just get to.
Well, on the ace side, if you unknow when attacking, yeah.
Because 3 of them.
What does IPM state? Does it say like deck? Because are you able to bounce DigiX? Are you able to bot deck Digi-Eggs though?
It bot decks a Digimon, and while the Mother Eater is in play, because it has DP, it is treated as a Digimon.
Oh, okay.
That is the only reason that Mother D-Reaper can exist in the battle area, because it is a Digimon because it has DP.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And you just return a Digimon and unsuspend. Just go off, King. Just pop off.
But yeah, like looking at all these cards, I mean, nothing to me speaks, oh my goodness, this is going to be cracked. Diaboromon looks like it has great support. Is it going to be the best deck in the format? Nobody knows. Kentaurismon, I can cope all I want, but I mean, I know that deck isn't of anything.
Hey, bro, after 16 more sets, you'll get there.
Yeah, well, somehow.
Hey, look, Jimmy Ken deck, about cracked.
Jimmy Ken deck
Arimon
looks fun.
deck.
Arimon, I know we gassed up Arimon, and it does look very strong. Is it going to be the best deck in the format? Probably not.
Absolutely, bro. Come on.
Yeah. I should just full send, right?
Absolutely.
But like, nothing here says that this set is actually, busted. So with that in mind, like, what's the difference between EX9 and BT22? Just the fact that Cyber Sleuth hits home for a lot more people than DM does. The fact that this is a waifu set.
It's the fact that there's waifus. Yeah, I was literally just it's the fact that there's women in there, and the Digimon community is a bunch of fucking weirdos who need to touch grass. I said what I said.
I take offense to that, Michael. I like my Digimon waifus.
Do, brother. I'm watching all y'all. Y'all are all on a list in my eyes.
Shout out to the Facebook argument that I had. That was a fantastic one.
What was the Facebook argument?
You didn't see this?
No.
Ooh, I'll send you the screenshots later. The shit was funny as fuck. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It was funny as fuck. But yeah, no, BT22, it's really not like the power level. If EX9 is like here, like BT22 is only like maybe here. It's not that much different. If we were to compare EX9 to maybe something like BT17, because let's not even look at BT16. Like even that power level is a little bit more like here, So like, I just don't. The whole concept of like judging cards. I mean, I guess that's what comes with unification, right? That's like the biggest thing. The fact that everybody is seeing these cards for the first time. We're all judging them at the same exact time. But because we're all judging them at the same exact time, some of the people who are judging them wrongly.
They can't cope off the they can't cope off JP. The JP anymore.
Yo, I need to go back to the DMs because I remember when I said that, yeah, I mean, JP is going to matter, but JP wasn't going to be shit once we hit unification because we all play in the same exact cards. And I mean, look at this case tournament. And yes, of course, yes, case tournament is no regionals. Everything is different in a big regional competitive setting, blah, 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 whatnot, so forth. And unfortunately, we won't be able to put that to the test. All we're going to have is this Virginia regional this weekend, and we'll see what tops. But that's 2 weeks for people to lab decks. I guess they've had more time. If you're like really into it, you are out here on like TTS or Project Razor doing shit. I'm not into all of that. I like to play my decks when they come out. I don't like to play it before I have the physical cards in my hand because I'm not about exhausting myself like that. But
same.
I don't think if I were to make a guess about this coming weekend, I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like Chimera DM top, but I also wouldn't be surprised if nothing does. All right. I wouldn't be surprised if nothing does because I know for me, I would love to take something like Marvin's Jank Ass Machines or even Machine Dramon, like actual Machine Dramon Dan. But unfortunately, I just haven't had time to test, haven't had time to lab. And competitive Digimon to me isn't serious enough for me to dedicate an entire month of my time to trying to make this work for this one regional, only to then head into BT22 a week later. So I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to, and I think that's going to be the case for a lot of people as well. They're just going to kind of stick with what they know is already good. You're going to see the Skuyamons and the Royal Knights and the Digimons and whatever other decks. But that doesn't mean that these cards aren't good. Doesn't mean that at all. Just means we need to give things a little time. We are not in the same, here's the set, and then, all right, cool. In 6 months, you guys can play with these cards anymore. We're not there. I mean,
unfortunate is we're in the weird spot of the EX set. Sometimes that happens where we have the a decent amount of time on BT21, and then we get the EX set, and then it's just a couple weeks later, and it's the new set. If we had more time to do things for EX9, I think you see a lot more results of the newer decks. I still think we'll see. I won't be surprised if we see Adamon top at Virginia. I won't be surprised if we see Machine on top.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, and Kaguya. I forgot to mention Kaguya is kind of crazy once it starts getting set up for sure. Kaguya is really good. Like I mentioned before, just take out the Central crap. Who cares about Central? She's irrelevant. Put in 4 Kaguya. Put in 1 or 2 Central.
What did I say on the tier list, bro? I said you got to look at them as 2 different decks. Because listen to me, Central enjoyers. I know y'all love Central.
Yo, Central players turn into Kaguya players. That's all it was.
That's a fact.
Have the 1 or 2.
Your deck is no longer called Central. Your deck is called Kaguya. That's it.
Yeah,
that's your boss monster. All right.
Kaguya and Mirai, whatever her name is.
Mirai. Honestly, you should just call the deck puppets because you're about to get Niabutmon.
Yeah, Niabut. Yeah.
Niabutmon. Puss in Bootsmon. And I guarantee you, your deck, your lineup, you're gonna run 2 or 3 Niabutmon. Because reminder, it can digivolve straight from your Chaperomons.
Yeah.
And you'll play 2 to 3 of them. You'll play 2 of your new Central from BT22, and you'll play 4 Kaguya. You're gonna call it a day on that. Because I like the other Centrals. They don't do what Kaguya does for that deck.
Nah.
Kaguya makes, in my opinion, Kaguya makes that. Well, obviously, Kaguya makes that deck relevant, but Kaguya gives that deck something that it didn't have before, which is staying power, which is crazy to say because.
Plus, the low 5 is really good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the free Digi Evolution is clutch. But being able to play bodies out, and you got a body that gives you another body, so it's kind of like it's what's really cute about the entire Kaguya line. It seems like it was kind of inspired by the Russian dolls.
The big doll thing that goes like this and it becomes bigger.
Yep, the Russian dolls. Are they called Kokeshi dolls? No, I don't think so.
I don't remember.
They are called. No, it's not. But that is where Kokeshimon is inspired by. But it reminds me of that because Kaguya then plays out the Shushumon. The Shushumon on play plays the token, so it plays out the token. Granted, the token goes away at the end of the turn, but now you've got Kaguya is doing what I wanted to do in Lilith better than how Lilith is doing it, because it gives you the bodies. When you declare an attack, you can, or when your opponent declares an attack, you can delete a body to end the attack. And it does the same exact thing as how Lilith is doing it in that, all right, cool. When a body is deleted, do things. In Kaguya's case, when a body is deleted, you get the on deletion from the body, but then you also get the Kaguya to pop lowest level. For a Lilith, when another Digimon is deleted, its opponent's turn, trash security. If it's your turn, you get to play something out. And then you also have the Lady Devi X that in the Bastimon, they have the same inheritables that I think is when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, you get to do stuff. So it's cool. I like that concept of deck, and I can definitely see myself playing Kaguya again, but playing it as a Kaguya deck because Central ain't it, Chief.
Nope. Gotta go. Bye.
So yeah, BT22, man. I like this set a lot. I mean, I like it as much as I like EX9, but these two sets are very similar. Obviously, again, BT22 is ahead of EX9 in terms of power level, but they're not that much different. And people aren't saying that, oh, this set is trash. Oh, this set isn't good. No, you're looking forward to building decks because more people like Cyber Sleuth than they like DM decks. So why are we out here misjudging EX9 off the rip because it's got some lower level power cards. So does BT22. It's got lower level powered cards. It just has things that are more support. You know, obviously All Force, new line. Omni has another new line that it can play. Diaboro has another line. It's just like a lot of support here, and none of it is, oh wow, this is gonna make this deck tier 1 busted. You know, we got Dynamon. I love Dynamon. We got a new Agu Dark Tyranno and a Metal Tyranno X, but it doesn't make the deck busted. It doesn't make it like, oh wow, this deck's gonna be fantastic. I think it's gonna be good, and I can't wait to experiment with it. But it's just this misjudging of cards, bro, which be on the lookout next week, because we have the definitive BT22 set review. No, it will be next week for the podcast that we'll do next week, which is the definitive BT22 set review.
Oh, for 22, you said. I'm sorry. Got you. I thought you meant EX9.
Because I think that comes out the 25th. So that podcast should come out the 18th. Definitive BT22 set review. Be there. You won't want to miss it, as we do the same exact thing we did for EX9. But on
definitive.
So when it comes to like formats and stuff, I mean, I said this in Discord, and obviously I said it earlier in pod, so I'll just echo it here. We need to like slow down when it comes to evaluating cards. A lot of, I mean, realistically speaking, the competitive players, they just gravitate to what is already known to be good, which isn't a problem, but that's what they do. And then the casual players, they deck build, but you know, they're not deck building for a competitive setting. And so without Japan out here doing all the Japan shenanigans for 6 months prior, now everybody has to be doing the same thing. And without everybody doing the same thing, that's how we're going to end up in situations like these, where we think cards ain't it off the rip because it's not being demoed for us, you know? Like, I guess that's the best way to look at it. Japan is out here demoing the cards for America.
Yeah.
And now we are all on the same level playing ground. So I personally really like X9. I do wish we had more time with it. I know Dan wishes that as well, because Dan is upset that I took all the supposed Machine Jamon ults from locals. I did not. That is dirty. Liar. That is a dirty lie. I left him a fair amount of cards. I sourced my ults from one person. All right. That was it. I didn't even go to anybody else. And he wants to jump down my throat. I picked up what I needed from one person. God forbid I do that. And with that in mind.
Hey, you know that Machine Jamon art that Jarrell had got?
Mm-hmm.
It's in my possession now.
Oh, baby.
And he wants to jump down my throat. Talking about, I got all the cards. I was the one who saw Jarrell pull that card. I said, yo, Jarrell, what's up? You getting rid of it? I got cash money with your name on it. He said, nah, I'm keeping it. And where is it now?
With its rightful owner, because you don't even play Machine Jamon, you fucking schmuck.
You're right. I play Marvin's jank-ass machines. That is even better. I play M-Jam. Y'all know what it is.
No. Absolutely not.
But speaking of locals, because we are...
an hour in and we didn't talk about it.
Yeah, you guys can pop off on locals. My bad. I think I derailed the entire convo, so that's my fault. Yeah.
No, that's fine. It works out. That was the main topic. So, I mean, you guys can stick around because you never know what other things might be said. But our locals recap. I went to locals last weekend because Greg, shout out to the boy Greg, he came with me again. We had what? Was it 9 people? No, 8 people solid.
No, we had 10.
Oh, it's 10. Cool. Yeah, wow. I had 10 people. That is pretty nice. So we had 10 people. I already knew off the rip. I was playing nothing other but Royal Knights for the day. I played Royal Knights for a couple reasons. Number one, I guess let me preface this with, I wouldn't normally play a meta deck, like a overly meta deck like that at locals. I don't know. For some reason today, I was just like, I don't want to play jank. Yeah, normally I'm all about playing jank. I just didn't have anything I didn't build anything from EX9 because I still need to, like, the boxes are sitting there and I haven't built any of the decks. And that's normally what I would play, but I don't have anything. So I was just like, well, I guess I'll just play Royal Knights. But the other reason I played Royal Knights is because there's a player at our locals who is a Royal Knights player. And part of me, like the competitive side of me, was kind of just like, I need to show this person like who the real Royal Knights player was. So like, I kind of had to like assert dominance. And that's what I did. So I went 4-0. I won locals, obviously, with Royal Knights. Round 1, I played against... Gosh, I'm not going to remember these rounds, am I? Dan, you don't happen to remember, do you? Was I sitting next to you?
Yours?
Do you kind of hate how Vonnie was like, I had to assert dominance? Like, get out of here.
You played Adventure, I believe, round 1. Did you play Miles?
No, that was round 2 with Miles.
Okay. So that means you played against... Did you play Ian? So I
played against
Ian I remember where you were sitting.
I remember my 2-3-4. I played against Adventure, and then I played against Wargrey OTK, and then I played against Kaguya. But I don't know what that first
was. It
round.
Amari Shine?
Yes, it was. Yes. All right. So round 1, played against the boy Omari. He was playing Shine. I felt really bad because Omari just likes to play red decks and enjoy the game. And in the moment I saw Shine, I was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything I'm about to do to you. But he actually got some good games off of me. I definitely misplayed I was like very passive. So like what most Royal Knights players do is they tap King Drazel when you remove a security to play out the Omecamon. I don't know why I wasn't doing that all day. I was just like, I just decided to hold it. I guess because I wanted the extra source for next turn to play for reduced cost, like guaranteed, in case they decided not to delete it. But I really should have been doing that more often because I would have had a lot less close games. It was just basically what happened with Omari. There was the one time I didn't do that. I should have gotten the extra swing and then I would have been able to do a lot more. But I won that one 2-0. Oh, he didn't know, unfortunately. So I had a cool boy on board and he went into fucking Angry Burst mode, Ace, and he popped the Dynasmon. I played out the Omecamon at 1 security and then I Omni-X'd his board, so I stole the 5 overflow. And he was like, oh, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, sorry. That was that game. The second game against Miles, that was really close with Adventure because I just couldn't generate much of anything, but Omeka saved my ass multiple times, going into Omni-X and clearing board. So, thank you, Omecamon. Good job, Crayon Eater. Round 3, played against Ian, who was playing Wargrey OTK. Motherfucker passed me 10 memory on an Omni-X play and didn't finish the game. And I was like, well, I can't. He had another Omni-X in hand. So I was like, whatever I do, I can't pass you 16. I can't pass you 6 memory because you'll just Omni-X your game. So I need to deal with your Omni-X that had Greymon protection, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately, I dealt with it, but I like needed to like map out this turn, and I went and dropped the Omni to bring out a Leopardmon because I deleted my King Drazel. And then I like Paladin moded, returned my stuff to bottom deck, gained 3 memory from the Paladin mode. Then I did some other shit, Digivolve Omni-X, remove the body, and then make sure I just don't give him 6 memory. So I won that. And then round 4 against Kaguya, again, Omeka saved my ass multiple times, being able to go Omeka, Omni-X, and try to clear board. The problem with Kaguya is that they have their protection inheritable is the same as Chaparral, which is when it would leave the battle area. And then on top of that, Kaguya will always trigger because they'll just delete something else and then Kaguya will attempt to pop lowest level. So luckily I had multiple Last Guardians in play to get around the Kaguya. And then it was just the fact of trying to keep board presence and then also deny them board presence. If they drop Shushu mobs on you guys, you need to I normally play against decks like that and I'm like, all right, that's fine. You can have your 2 rookies because you only have a rookie in the back. I don't care what you do. But Kaguya, that shit snowballs even at 2 memory real quick. Like, it's crazy what they can do with just a bunch of rookies. Because once the Kaguya comes online, it is extremely hard to try to deal with. So, Omekamon saved my ass once again. And also Rush Gallant. Top 6k or less. Get rid of those motherfucking rookies. So yeah, I went 4-0. I won a whole 3 packs of BT12 cross time preview packs, baby. And guess what?
BT12.
I didn't pull any Stingmon or XVmon for you.
Oh, that's whack.
I was like, cool. At least if I can open these, I can give them to like. I pulled fucking pre-releases of all cards that already had like alt arts and shit. I was like, fuck.
Whack.
It really was. I was so upset. But it is what it is. So yeah, we showed the other Royal Knights player who the real Royal Knights player is. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Daniel.
I mean, realistically, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. Never mind. Anyways, I played Black Greymon.
You're not the real Royal Knights player.
I'm not, but I can play Royal Knights like it's not hard. But anyways, Black Greymon. I went 2-2. I had the ones I won. I saw my pieces. The ones I lost, I never saw a goddamn tie or Alterous or something. So it was just like the usual like Greymon shenanigans, even with the Alterous. I know for a fact I gotta switch up a couple things for ratio wise because I started noticing things that I could better improve on, and so that's something I will try and see how that works. But man, Alterous is cracked with it. When you have the combo of EX1 Greymon as inheritable, and then you go to Alterous, it doesn't matter whether you're swinging into something, if you have raid or something, or it's suspended, or you swing at security. You go effect, even if you have like X antibody on it, the play is getting even crazier. You go EX1 Greymon, play the tie, the BT12 tie, I think it is. Yeah, BT12. Effect of Alterous, you evo into, for me personally, Black Greymon. Tap tie, gain a memory, plus blocker, plus 1k. You pop Tamers or another Digimon, unsuspend. And then if you have like Gaiomon in your hand, you go X antibody, evo to Gaiomon. And if you're swinging to security, that's 2 checks. And you're already suspended, so you can swing for another 2 checks. And then like do some other shenanigans if you need to. There's a lot of cool combos you can do with it. And even if you just go, because I've had plays where I did this, instead of wanting to give them 4, I would just go, because I didn't have EX1 Greymon, I just play the tie for 3, even a Black Greymon for free. Pop Tamers, pop Digimon, whatever it is that needs to be done, I can do. And then you tap the tie because you're evoing. So you actually really put them at 2. It's a 2 cost Black Greymon when you think about it like that, which is not too bad. All things considered, because it's unfortunately always a 4 cost evo normally. There's no black box back then from BT8. I can't wait to for the Ace one and see what other support comes with it. But I think it was pretty cool. Gaiomon feels like, man, I wish I had more space to put up it to like 2 or 3, because a free Gaiomon, even off of an ultimate, feels crazy because it's
which Gaiomon are you playing?
The old BT9 one.
Okay,
the card is so good.
It's still good. Second attack +1, Digivolve, reboot. Whatever else it has. I think it has something else. I don't remember right now. But man, it's such just that combo, being able to go like Black War into the Gaio to do the 4 checks. So it's kind of like, in a sense, like the Voldarm combo, right? You go Sakuya X, Play scramble. You swing, play scramble for free. Unsuspend, evo to Volder. So you can do 2 checks, swing 2 checks, unsuspend 2 checks. So you can do the same thing with that. It's also really good. Black Hole Greymon X is still a really strong card. Even though it has no like on evo effects or anything like that. But man, that boy won me games because you just go Black War, swing, unsuspend, maybe do a check or 2 because I had the new EX9 Metal Greymon I was testing out plus tie, OG tie. So there's a chance that I could have done like second attack plus 2, second attack plus 1. Sometimes I did 3 checks. Sometimes I did 3 checks Black Hole Greymon, swing, unsuspend, do another 3 checks. I had that happen and then I went Omni for game. Really strong play, of course. But Black Hole Greymon X, that control factor, go, do your shenanigans, evo, blah, blah, blah. Unsuspend on your opponent's turn because of reboot. And you just go, all right, I'm going to pop your stuff now. Oh, you try to swing. Psych, you're redirecting to this giant 16k Black Hole Greymon X or something like that. That happened. Still really good. Round 1, I play against Dinos. I lost game 1 because I don't remember. Game 2 and 3. Game 2 is where Black Hole Greymon X came through clutch. He tried doing things with Dino. I say no, you're gonna die. Even with Fortitude, it didn't matter at times because I had protection. And then they went try to swing or something, and I go redirect or something, or blocker because tie, really good. And in game 3, I remember he hard bricked. And then I legit just went, I'm just going to play board control. I'm not going to let you have a champion on board no matter what. So all I did was try to kill the champion every time he played because he went Tyranno, play Taiga, I think it was. I don't remember. And I go, all right, I'm going to play this Agu. And then I'm going to evo up and climb and like pop the Tyrannomon. And then he kept hard dropping like a Tyrannomon. And I kept doing that except a different way. Like I hard dropped the EX9 Metal Greymon to pop it or something like that. I did stuff like that. And then eventually I got to the Black Hole Greymon and then comboed off, popped off. Round 2, I played against Adventure. No, that wasn't round 2.
No, yeah, you wouldn't have played against that.
I did play Adventure though, but it wasn't round 2.
Yeah, probably round
Kaguya.
3.
It was Kaguya at that point. I think I went to game 3. Game 1 board controlled, and I ended up winning that way. Game 2, I ended up not getting there fast enough, and he just went crazy with the board. And then game 3, the gaze is when I lost, is when I didn't see something because I think it might have been 2-0 loss, honestly. I don't remember. No, it was 3 games. Okay. And I never saw a tie. And I was like, this is depressing. I can't do my plays, especially in that deck. I need to see the ties ASAP to make sure I can, do the combos. Because 4 cost Evo against that deck, giving them 4, it felt really bad. So I just couldn't get there. And then I lost to Takuya round 3. Round 3, I lost 0-2. I couldn't see anything. Oh my God. It was either I saw the Alterus, but no tie. I saw the ties, but no Alterus. One game, I had no Black Hole Greymon. I was just like, great. I'm just chilling on this 5 and I can't do anything. Even if I hard drop the ties, it doesn't matter. And ironically, my EX1 Greymon is at 4 of. And I saw my 2 of Greymons way more than I saw that Greymon. I'm just like,
don't you love it?
Like, why
it never fails. You never see consistent 4 of.
So crazy.
It's just Greymon decks, bro. It's just
the 1 of and 2 of.
It's crazy. I remember I had like back-to-back training searchers where I bottom deck a Tai and Yuya, and the next one was X Antibody and Tai. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Ain't no way that happened. But yeah, so I ended up losing to Sakuya. I just didn't see anything. And then round 4, I played against Adventure. And Black Origama goes, oh, you got a lot of cute tamers over there. I'm going to go kill them. And so that's basically what happened. And I get a game because you take away their tamers, they don't do anything. Almost.
Out here murking them kids, bro. What a shame. Yeah,
and I won that one 2-0. Saw everything in that one, no problem. I think I even Hades forced him, something like that. I was like, geez, poor guy. And then yeah, it was just very much shenanigans. I might have to test out 2 things, only because of consistency. And I was hearing about Melga running the 2-cost ties. 2-cost mats. I might try running the 2-cost tie just to be able to have like a cheap way to play and then go Alterous and do it that way. But I feel like ties suck. The 2-cost ties are like terrible.
Because it's just a +1.
And then I think there's another one. This is the black one. And that one's the one that lets you, I think
when
it's block, you unsuspend. Yeah. Yep. When you block, you unsuspend.
Not
all right, I guess. But like, would I really want to play that though at the same time? It's like, And the other idea is I'm thinking of bringing back 2 more ideas, my fault. BT12 Greymon, which is the one that lets you on Evo play a tie.
Right.
Because there was many times I have the BT1 tie, the 4-cost one, and I can't play off of EX1. And I would love to just play for free or play some type of way without giving up too much memory. And having that early is great. And I like to hold the other ties for like the combo. And the other thing I was thinking of trying is try the BT14 tie. I'm not a fan of it, but you do gain like memory when you take a security out, and it's like plus 1 or 2K.
It can be useful.
Yeah. It's all right. Like I have AAs on those, like, because I have my AAs from that way back when. It's like maybe I try it just to try, but I just don't see like
honestly, bro,
the value as much.
You should just suck it up and just play the Bond tie.
Yeah, Bond tie would probably be better, honestly, if that's the case, right?
Yeah,
because that still tie could be you can still play it for 3 costs, but it just has no on play effect or anything like that. It's good for early game and stuff. And, maybe you just decide to run a Bond or 2 in the deck, but like space is crazy type for that.
Just for funsies, bro.
Yeah, funsies.
Right? So I don't know. We're going to keep tinkering with it and see what I go with eventually. I'm debating, just because I know what's out there, I'm debating on playing it for Virginia regionals.
You would have been a braver man than I, but I know you. You're gonna tilt. You're gonna tilt so bad. You're gonna. I'm gonna tilt
no matter what I play. So that's irrelevant. Because I'm gonna have that one bad game where I just brick dumb hard no matter what deck it is, and I'm just like, great, fantastic,
Love this for me. Thank you.
Yeah. Great times ahead of us, fellas. Great times.
Boy. Yeah, I don't know what I don't want to. So I don't remember. I think I was telling Greg this or whoever. I refuse to play Royal Knights in a regional setting. I don't want to play any of those mirrors. Those mirrors are fucking atrocious. It is almost as bad as the Gallantmon mirrors for me. And those are 2 mirrors I would never want to sit through, because I really don't want to go to time in especially in Digimon. I'd rather just call it a day and be like, all right, cool, red hybrid. We win fast, lose fast, boys. Let's go. So I think I'm gonna just run it back with red hybrid. Like I said, I wanted to play Marvin's jank ass machines or some iteration of Machine Dramon, but I haven't labbed anything, and I'm not brave enough to drive 5 hours to Michael's house only to then scrub out because I
only 3 hours to my house.
Sorry, 3 hours to Michael's house, and then 2.5 hours to Roanoke to scrub out at this goddamn regional. Therefore, red hybrid is the way. They will. Takuya and his spirit evolutions will show me the way. Now, I want to be real spicy, Dan. Hear me out. What if I put Susanoo Ace just as a one?
You get a little crazy, bro.
Don't you need like
no
other colors to be useful?
No, I can blast on my Emperor Greymon.
But you need the 5 sources,
searchable. Right? No. For what, blast?
Yeah, don't you need like the 5 hybrids and the tamer or something like that?
You would need up to 5 tamer cards from his source to place as your bottom security to trash. But honestly, it's just because I want to be an idiot and I want to be stupid. But I sometimes I would like an ace play, to be honest. Crimson mode is probably the better ace, but this one is searchable. This does get you a pop, which is nice. I think max I can do because it's just red and purple. Yeah, it's just red and purple in the deck. So the max I would do is pop a 14k. But there are times I would like to be able to pop something, like just because people don't expect it. But I'll be honest, I don't know what the hell I would take out for it.
Yeah, don't play Susanoo Ace. Fair. That card is trash.
Yeah, I'll move Dan on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any choice but to agree with you. But what about? I'm
gonna search my ace, and my opponent's going, "No, I have an ace play." All right, cool. Out the stack.
Yeah, what happens, yeah, clearly, right? Like, yeah, you're right. I was just, I'm not gonna be spicy. I'm just take this same fucking red hybrid deck that I played at the last regionals and last store regionals, and we're just gonna try to run it back and see if we can replicate success. And instead of going 4-2, I assume that's a 3-12 man
6-2
tournament
minimum.
So it's definitely going to be at least 7 rounds.
Yeah, it's gonna be 8
hopefully
rounds. Guaranteed, probably.
So 7 to 8 rounds. See if we can go. Well, ideally the goal is to go 8-0, but I think the best record to try to give yourself a shot at top 16 is
X2.
X2, ideally X11, because
X11 is guaranteed.
Every other motherfucker be tying. Not. And that's why I don't want to play Royal Knights, because I got this feeling. I mean, shit, Dan went 1-1-1 against them Royal Knights, man.
Whoa, I went 2-1-1. Okay.
Oh, sorry, 2-1-1 against Royal Knights. I'm trying to go
crazy
4-0 or 0-4.
Hey, yo, you think there's anybody in like TCG world? They went through like a whole like a 9 round tournament and their record was 0-0-8. Like what is that?
No, they have to start giving you buys at some point, because there's no way that someone else is in the tournament that has that bad of a record. Like, you have to start getting buys at some point.
Well, wait, would you though? Because you tied. So technically the people who are just losing would get ties or would get the buys.
No, you get what's it called? Pair down though. If you're like, 0 wins, 0 loss and like 3 ties, that will start being pair downs. For sure, right?
I don't know. I'm about to enter tournament and slow play and see what happens.
as long as it's even numbered, participants.
I'm about to ruin 8 people's days by time.
Yo, you guys ever heard of this DigiGuard mic guy?
I'm undefeated. Technically, I'm undefeated.
Right, and you're also defeated too. Oh my god.
All right, so that is it for today's episode of DigiPod, the digital podcast. If you guys like this episode, please do drop a like, subscribe, hitting the notification bell so that you know when future videos come out. But most importantly, drop a comment down below. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Let us know what topics you would like us to discuss in the future. We are always open to various things. And we thank you guys for listening. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Peace
out.
Catch you on the next one.